Good morning and welcome to Where Art Meets Action. I am your host, Eleanor Reinhardt, a full time artist of 3 years, but I have been an artist my whole life, but for a long time, making money. And it's really my mission with this to sort of go back in time and tell my younger self all the things that I wish someone had told me when I was first wanting to be an artist and really took it seriously to become a full time artist. So today, I want to talk about five skills that I wish I was really good at before I started to become, or started down the journey to become a full time artist. These are skills that aren't necessarily associated with art, technique, art making, or my art career specifically. These are life skills, but gosh, if I was good at these before, it would have gotten me a lot further, a lot faster. And for you, if you're just starting out on your art career, or even just starting to think about it, these are five things that I would say are absolutely critical that you get good at right now so that you can really crush it when you're actually starting to build your art career. So let's get into it. Okay, so the very first skill that I wish that I had mastered before trying to become a full-time artist is to get real and prioritize your health. Your number one biggest asset is not your house, it's not your car, it's not the money in your bank, it's you. It's your health, it's your mind, and it's the skills that you've honed in that are going to contribute to this career. You are precious. You have a finite amount of energy and time, and you need to get real with yourself about what behaviors you might be doing that are sabotaging your productivity, your creativity, your mental health and clarity, and of course, your physical health and clarity. For me, that was drinking alcohol. I was definitely a party girl in my 20s. That carried on and on. Not, to that party extent, but as I got older, my body started absolutely rejecting alcohol in a significant way. I mean, right now I'm in my 40s, my early 40s. If I have one glass of wine, I will be hungover. I can feel the effects for 3 days. I'm not even kidding you. And right now, okay, I'm a business owner. I'm a single mom. I actually have two businesses. I don't have time for that, bottom line. And so it's not in my best interest. It is not a priority. What is your priority here? Is it going to be to make art, to have a business making art? Newsflash, that's going to take a lot of time and energy. And if you are out there, 2, 3, 4 times a week, doing something, whether it's alcohol or something else, I don't know, that makes you tired, takes away your mental energy, takes away your mental clarity, and is destroying your health, that's going to have an effect on how successful you are in your career overall. That whole myth about artists are these crazy people out there, they're alcoholics, they're doing all these drugs, they're living this, Andy Warhol parties in a warehouse lifestyle. Maybe they did that when they were in their early 20s, but I'm telling you right now, when you are an adult, you have responsibilities like paying a mortgage and raising a child and having a business for yourself and taking care of yourself, that's not going to fly. So get real. Focus on your health. Your health is going to be the number one determination on how successful you're going to be able to be at anything you do in life. But definitely being able to be productive to the extent that you need to be to have a career as a full-time artist. So I'm telling you right now, if it's alcohol, cut it way back, or maybe this is your permission to cut it out entirely. I pretty much haven't drank at all, other than like this little bout of partying that I went on with some friends, but I haven't drank in like 3 years in any significant way. And you know what? I feel better. I love it. I love my lifestyle without it. That could be a whole other video, and maybe I should do a whole other video about it, but I'm telling you right now, get rid of that stuff. You've got to ruthlessly prioritize for your goals. So good luck. Skill number 2, and this one was so hard for me. It's about setting boundaries and identifying who in your life really has your best interest at heart. I had a friend who was married and in a very emotionally toxic relationship. She wanted to start a business, but at the end of the day, she couldn't talk to him about it. She couldn't really do anything about her business. She had no energy left at the end of the day after just dealing with this horrible situation. And I'm not saying you're in a situation that's that bad, but I know for me, it was very hard to talk about what I was doing with my mom, frankly. And people who know me would say that's absolutely crazy because she was also an artist, but she had very specific feelings about what it took to become an artist, about it not being a stable career and things like that. And so out of fear, and wanting the best for me, she didn't necessarily get what I was trying to do. And so what I want you to do is when you figure out who those people are, and they probably come to mind pretty easily, just stop talking to them about what you're trying to do here. When you're trying to become an artist and you're not yet well established, this is very vulnerable territory. I mean, the people that you select to share this journey with, message me. Seriously, I'll be your biggest cheerleader. But it really takes a unique and brave and stubborn and almost naive willingness to go way out of anyone's comfort zone, anything that capitalism has taught us, anything that the school system has probably taught you. Even in college, I went to art school, they did not teach us at all how to make a career out of being an artist. And I was discouraged about being an artist by many full-time artist professors. So it's really rare that you're going to get somebody who's going to understand what you're doing and be able to encourage you without sidelining your dreams at their very most vulnerable state. Even if it's something as simple as don't do art about that topic, do art about a different topic. The reason that you're bringing this creative energy to the table is because you're seeing a place where there can be this dialogue. We need your art so much right now. Art is so needed, especially in this day and age where we're feeling I'm talking about in the US, but I know this is true all over the world. It's sort of chaotic and people are forgetting how to connect with one another on a positive positive level. And art does that for a lot of people. And so I don't care what you're making art about. You can be making art all about Pikachu. I mean, that is a huge niche. And your parents probably wouldn't get that, or maybe your wife wouldn't get that, or your husband might not get that, or your cousin won't get it. So you know what? You just keep that to yourself right now. And if you do have toxic people that make you feel drained every time that you talk to them, and you can get them out of your life, I mean, start phasing them out now, because they are probably going to be detrimental to your career later when you are at wit's end, when you're ready to quit and you need that determination and support, and when you really need that positive energy in your corner. I mean, these people like that aren't going to serve you. And it definitely took me a long time in life to be able to get to that point where I can see that and I can let people go. A lot of us artists, I think, are people pleasers in a way, just because we've been misunderstood maybe many times in life and we just want that connection. But dang, you're going to be good without it. And trust me. And if you need some encouragement, there's me. I got you. You just send me a message. I will encourage you to do the most ridiculous things. And, other YouTubers, other influencers online. I have my favorites. I literally sit there and listen to, honestly, right now, I'm listening to Neville Goddard, and I don't even know his history. He's probably passed away All the recordings of him seem very old, but he's just a wealth of positivity and encouragement. I love listening to it anytime I have downtime, or if I'm drawing, or if I'm trying to be creative and I need to occupy my critical brain. His positivity is very encouraging, and I love to listen to things like that. So I can link, I can put him in the show notes just so that you can listen to, but there's a ton of other positive resources. You find the ones that resonate with you and you just listen to them nonstop on repeat, and you don't listen to the people that are telling you that you'd be better off being an accountant, because I don't know if you've tried that. I think it's going to make you miserable. Okay. Number 3 is practice saying no. Again, this is another boundaries thing, but I found that once I was working from home, even in my previous life when I was working for corporate marketing and I worked from home, people assume that since you're working from home, that you can just leave work and go do things that they need you to do. Maybe your parents need some help. Maybe your friend needs some help. Maybe you're a parent and the other parent is out of the house, so you end up being the default parent that always has to sort of, take the kids to doctor's appointments, go do school pickup, drop off, go to the grocery store, get other stuff done. So that adds up really fast. And I remember at one point feeling very pulled in a million different directions by kind of everyone else's agenda. Maybe again, that goes back to me being a people pleaser at first, but learning how to really set the boundaries around what your needs are. Okay. And as an artist, time is going to be involved in that, and making sure that everyone else can take that as seriously as you can. They're not going to take it seriously, okay? You have to take it seriously. So anyone else who needs you to come pick them up in the middle of the day at noon, that's disrupted your whole day. You need to take it seriously and be able to say no. I mean, of course, if there's a family emergency, you're going to get out there and help your family. I'm not saying completely ghost everyone and isolate yourself, but it's a slippery slope. You need to be able to create dedicated pockets of time where you can focus completely undisturbed. You can turn your phone off and you can be unavailable to other people. That's something that now you can practice with your partner. If you are in a serious relationship, and if you have kids, or if you have a dog and there's going to be time when you can't take your dog for a walk. I mean, I laugh about that, but seriously, anything can pull at your heartstrings. And sometimes when you're in the middle of building something and you're in the messy middle, or you're really intimidated, or you're confused and you don't know what to do, those other things get really tempting. No, you need to have your set time. So right now, even if it's 1 hour once a week, you're setting this dedicated amount of time to work on an art piece, or you're doing some research, or you're doing something that's getting you momentum to achieve whatever your next step is in your art journey. So practice saying no, practice setting up that little bit of time for yourself that can be uninterrupted. It's really critical that you get into the habit of doing this before all of a sudden it's your full-time job, or even a part-time job where you're expecting, everyone else to sort of understand that 15 hours a week are yours and no one else's. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is with working from home, and it can definitely be that when you're trying to be an artist and other people don't really understand what it is that you're doing or why it should take that much time. So start practicing that one right now. Skill number 4 is going to be to delegate absolutely as much as possible. You're going to want to take as much off your plate as you possibly can to make room for all the time and energy you're going to need to make art. So One example of something that I did, because obviously being the solo parent here at my house, um, I don't have someone else to really rely on or delegate to, is I order my groceries from Instacart. It's one tool that I can use to make some things go a little bit faster. For sure, when I go to the grocery store, I spend a lot of time there. I also buy a bunch of stuff that I don't need. So I believe that I'm actually saving money through Instacart, even though I think the charges are a little bit higher and then you're paying for a tip. And I always tip well because I believe in that. But it's something that's helped me save a lot of time. Once you start in with your career in a really serious way, it doesn't matter if you live with someone else or you live alone or whatever, you're going to have to continue to ruthlessly prioritize your career and your productivity over these other things that we get pulled to do. You're going to have to be okay with there being sometimes laundry that's not done or dishes in the sink that aren't getting done, because it's going to be more important that you finish that project and get that commission out on time, that you send an email to your subscriber database. That's more important than the daily chores. So when you can find little spaces like I did with Instacart to delegate, it's going to be invaluable. Another thing I did, I called in Monday nights. My son goes to my dad's house after school, and my dad makes dinner for us. They've coined it Meatball Monday because my son really loves meatballs and I don't cook meat at my house. So he gets to have it over there. It's a special bonding night. It works for everybody. It's so great for me because it frees up that, critical beginning of the week time. And I teach dance class. So Monday nights is one of my late classes. So it frees up some time for me. And, my dad's helping me out. And it's on a schedule. And I think when you're looking to have someone come in and help you, having that be something that's scheduled is really great, because it allows them to plan for it and have it be consistent. And then it allows you to plan for it and have that time be consistently yours. One of the next things I plan on doing the second I free up some more money is getting a cleaning person. I've had that in the past where she came, I want to say it was every other week. It was just like my neighbor. So it was really affordable. And it was when I was pregnant and I really couldn't clean out a bathtub and I really just needed the help. It was 100% worth it. So again, little things. I know those are the two things I said that cost money. Having my dad help out didn't cost money, but I don't know. I'm going to probably do a whole episode just about different ways that you can delegate, because I've always found that to be extremely difficult. I'm very stubborn. I'm very independent and I hate asking for help. So me delegating anything to anyone is extremely difficult and emotional for me. I don't like doing it at all. I'd rather do it myself. But, if you're lucky enough to live with a partner, that's someone you can work on delegating certain tasks to, dividing and conquering, of course, but just setting aside one little thing. Again, at this stage, it's about practicing these skills so you can get better at them for when you're absolutely going to need them. And you absolutely will. You're going to need a lot of help in this. Definitely takes a village. And I'm not saying the village is going to come in and help you with your art career, but the village could come in and help you with whatever these tasks are that you can think of to get off your plate. Okay, and skill number 5 that I wish I was really good at before starting my journey as a full-time artist, saving money. I'm really good at spending it, especially on art supplies. Saving money. Money is going to be something I want to talk about a lot, because I think I haven't seen it talked about a lot in the art just all the encouragement classes and everything that, I've relied on to get my career going. No one talks about money, or they talk about it in generalities. And yes, it's different for everybody. But the way I want you to think about money as you're going into this, as you are a small business owner, okay? You're going to start your own business. If the people in your life don't get that because they don't understand what it means to be an artist, you might relate it to opening a restaurant, okay? You're going to need startup capital. You're going to need equipment. You're going to need marketing dollars. You're going to need dollars to buy supplies. Obviously, a lot of time, and it's going to take a while to become profitable, frankly. So if you're interested in stats on that, I'll set that up for another. Obviously, we'll get into this a lot. But when you read stats about small businesses, okay, it takes a lot to get a small business going, and they're not really that profitable right away. When you see somebody who's out there online crushing it at a job, usually that's year 10. I found the majority of the time that's year 10. Okay, I'm in year 3, and I'm in a place where I'm breaking even with a little bit left over. Am I happy with that? Totally. I can't wait to grow more because it's sort of uncomfortable, but I'm paying my bills. I'm a single mom. I'm the one paying all the bills. I can take care of my cat when she gets sick. So I have a little bit left over. I go on vacation, but it's not, woohoo, out of control spending. I'm not living on a beach in Bali making hundreds of millions of dollars a year like some of these YouTubers would have you believe. Okay, so you need to start saving right now. It's a great practice to be in if you have the means and you have, let's say, like you're working full-time or part-time right now and you have some steady money coming in. Great. That's great. What I would do is go and open a high yield savings account. I opened mine with Vanguard because they also had a couple of my other accounts, and I like to see things kind of on one app instead of having to go to a million different places. But they didn't have the absolute best return. You can look up a few different ones. There are some online only banks. I think it was SoFi, SOFI. They had a pretty good one that other financial gurus have recommended, financial people that I follow. And again, the only reason I didn't pick that one, which did have a higher return, is because I just want to be able to see more of my accounts in the same place. So that just worked for me mentally. But a high yield savings account, you can open one right online. They're going to give you a little bit of a return on the money that you put in, and you can set up an automatic savings. And I'm telling you, if you're someone who goes out to dinner, you go get coffees out, then you have a little bit of extra change. You could even set up something as small as $5, $10, a week or a month, whatever you can afford, without hurting yourself financially. Just to get in the habit of doing it. This is not an account where right off the bat, I'm saying we're going to grow that to, a 6-figure account. This is just right now, you're just getting it started. This is an account that you just has your name on it. Don't put your spouse's name on it. Don't put everybody else's name on it. Once we start setting aside money for your business, you're not going to want any of your other personal finance mixed into that. So if you need to talk to a partner about it, which I always recommend, you want to be straightforward. You can just say, hey, I'm opening this account. It's just going to have my name on it. I'm just going to put a little bit of money aside because I'm starting to save money that I'm going to invest in my art business. And so that's, investment money. We can look at it as an investment. I might end up using it for a course or something that later down the line is really critical for my growth, whatever it is. But this isn't about the family. Hopefully later it will absolutely pay off, and it's all about the family, right? It's going to help everybody. But right now, that's not what I'm talking about. And if you don't have that kind of job where you can just set up an automatic payment, just get an envelope and just start saving little bits here and there. This is about the practice of saving and getting used to saving and getting into that mindset of saving and then watching that money grow. It's not about how much it is. Okay. So saving and finance, that is going to be huge for us as we become, responsible business owners. Yes, artists are responsible, financially educated business owners. Okay. Don't let anyone else tell you that that's different. That's absolutely a skill that you're going to learn. It's not hard. Don't be intimidated by it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it together, and we're going to crush it. So there you go. These are 5 huge skills that I grew while I was growing as an adult and as a business owner. But had I been really good at those things ahead of time, I think I could have gotten to success a little bit faster. So if you liked this, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like. I would love to know in the comments which one out of these things you think is, most critical that you're gonna work on, or which one out of these things is something that you'd actually like to see more videos about and go into deeper depth about. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome day. Go make some art. We need you. Bye.